My name is June Kidd. My husband and I, Dwight Kidd, bought this little rabbit in 1982, but it's a 1983. But we really had a good time with it.
There's no doubt about that. Now, other than being a 1983 GTI, obviously he did something underneath the hood. Can you tell me a little bit about that and why he did it?
Yes, he had a Callaway turbocharger put in, and he just wanted to be able to beat a Corvette off the line.
I love that. And I know you had some stories earlier, so tell me a little bit about yourself. You're obviously the son.
Yep, I'm Barry Kidd, and this is my mom. and me and my dad, we had a good time. He let me drive it one time, and he let me pass a jacked up Mustang with it, and didn't have any problem getting around him.
That's cool. It's a cool story. Another thing is, a lot of people on the forums prior to buying this off of eBay, which I did do for $17,500 and some, or whatever it was.
Yeah,
so right around $18,000.
754.
Okay.
I think it was
In some sense, it was some oddball number, but yeah. Nevertheless, I was happy to bid on it. I told you my initial or my final bid was going to be $25,550 some dollars. So that's what I felt the current market was on the car, which a lot of people were saying I was crazy and it's a new world record for, a 17,000 mile or 18,000 mile car. But again, I think they're crazy because of the fact I think long term it's a great investment. At the same time, it's got a great history. And again, with the miles being so low, why are they so low? Did he just use it as a fun car to drive around, or?
Yes, well, at first he drove it a good bit, and when he first picked it up from Callaway, the first thing he said was, wow. And I'm not sure, but my brother-in-law tells me he thinks he may have gotten a speeding ticket coming home.
We got to find that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And I guess the main reason, why did he do it? Was it just because of the fact he researched it so much? Why did he go with Callaway itself? Because there were other brands of turbo. I guess, I mean, it sounds to me like his background was engineer, very thorough. Every time he fueled up the car, he took a receipt and so forth.
Absolutely.
So.
Yes, he was the type of person who would always research everything before he did something. So he was very sure when he went to Callaway that that's who he wanted to do the turbocharging with. And he was really, really happy with it and happy with the car. I was happy with it too, but after it was turbocharged, I really didn't drive it that much because it would get out from under me.
I understand. I drove the black one that I told you guys about that my dad had, banging through the gears through the years. Yes. But the reason I liked it so much was because the whole car would jump over and torque steer, so yes. I get it completely.
Yes. Cool. My husband loved driving up Hawk's Nest, a place near New River Gorge, where they built one of the tallest bridges, and we had like 900 people parachute off that bridge this year. They come from all over the world. But he loved driving up around there because it was very, very curvy and on a hill, and boy, did he ever love going around those curves.
And these handle so well. Take me back to 1982, 1983, when you guys were thinking about buying this car, and why?
Well, I can remember being with him when we went looking for a little car, and we had several Volkswagens, so we were kind of a Volkswagen fan anyway. But we went down to Galiflis, and there was a Volkswagen store down there, and so I kind of always liked red, and usually, a lot of times we'd get a red exterior car, but since they had this white one and he liked it, but it also had the red, so I liked that interior. So we both kind of agreed on this car that it was a sharp-looking little car, and we hadn't seen a lot of them, but I'm sure he did. I'm sure he investigated a lot of them before he actually decided on this one.
Great. I guess going back to now the eBay ad, obviously you guys being original owners of the car, unfortunately, may rest in peace, and my condolences to you again for your father and your husband. Obviously it's a decision that you guys decided we're going to sell the car. You know, overall, I guess, let me see where I want to go with this. What price did you guys think as far as eBay goes? What was in your mind? What did you guys actually put as reserve and that type of stuff?
Well, Barry, he actually suggested to me that I might go for $10,000. So that seemed like a good, because the car was, you know, basically in really good shape. And I did a little research online, and I really couldn't find another one, an 83, in this good a shape. And so I thought, well, we'll put it on there, and we'll put a reserve of $10,000. And then I got a couple of calls when it was on there, and a few people were bidding, and they were wanting to know, well, you know, what did I actually want for the car?
Right.
And I told them, well, this was my first time being on eBay, so I said, you know, I don't think I'm supposed to tell you what the reserve is. And, so, you know, but I had a couple people call me, and that's what they were trying to find out, is what the reserve was, and they didn't want to keep bidding if they were never going to reach the reserve.
Right.
So I told one gentleman, he was up like 7,000 or 8,000, and I said, he said, well, am I close? And I said, yeah, you're getting close, I can tell you that. So he kept bidding, and other people came in and started bidding. And then they got to 10,000. And then it kind of slowly went up from there. And then Lance got in on the bidding. And once he did, and once he got the information about the car, a little more answers to some of the questions, it just started going up more from there. And of course, I was very happy, and I can't think of anyone we'd rather have owned the car than Lance.
It's really went to a good new home.
Yes, absolutely.
Believe me, it will. I'm really looking forward to driving it and playing with it. So just believe me, it's in a good home.
I think Dad
again,
would
I want
like
you guys
this.
to come up to Carlisle. I gotta have you come up. It's gonna be fun.
Dad really enjoyed this car, and he loved the fact that it looked like a little Econo box, but it would really put a surprise on somebody that didn't really know what was underneath the hood.
Without a doubt, I think it's awesome. Go over the reason why it was such low miles, and basically, you know, it was more of a Sunday driver and have fun.
Right.
It was. He never drove it. If it was raining, he didn't drive it. If the car got driven in the rain, it was because he was out on the trip and on an overnight someplace, and it just happened to rain, because if the weather was bad, he did not take it out. And he just liked to take it on a really nice days.
Oh,
and it
yeah.
was,
Special
it was
drive.
all for the enjoyment of driving the car.
Right.
And another thing, the car isn't air conditioned. And they say it's better if you're going to get a Callaway turbocharged not to have the air conditioning. So, you know, we didn't drive it a lot when it was real hot. But still, we enjoyed it, and he, every now and then, of course, he really enjoyed it because he just loved those years at 5-speed, you know.
Yeah, and again, your husband's background was more engineer.
Right.
And you guys basically stored the car inside its whole life.
It's always
it was
been
his
inside.
baby, so to
Yeah.
speak. So.
Yeah, it was that special to him that, you know, I mean, he did like getting it turbocharged, you know. That meant the car was special, or he wouldn't have went to that point. Though he had been investigating turbocharging for several years. So he knew he wanted a Rabbit, and he knew he wanted it turbocharged.
Cool.